What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about something from Overwatch. It's making its way over into Call of Duty and how it might go even further than that. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below because we're very close to 100,000 subscribers here on the main channel. Really appreciate it. Also drop a like and turn notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, Warzone Mobile, and any other future Call of Duty as well. So it was confirmed that something that you guys are probably seeing in Overwatch 2, that's if you're playing it, is also going to make its way over into Modern Warfare 2. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is also something that will affect every Call of Duty going forward. So as Activision said, in an effort to combat cheaters, Activision Blizzard have introduced a new SMS Protect system where players must have a phone number connected to their account to play their games. Blizzard confirmed that Modern Warfare 2, Overwatch 2, and newly created Modern Warfare accounts require a phone number. So with that, I do understand where they're coming from and why the system exists, but there's a lot of people out there in the community that are not happy about this, and here's why. So while they were talking to Forbes, Blizzard did say that many Overwatch cheaters simply can't keep creating accounts using the same phone number. So as Overwatch principal designer Scott did say, the idea of SMS Protect is to make it inconvenient for people who use cheats, but also making it more expensive and uneconomical to develop these cheats altogether. So there's that one. I think for the sake of cheating, this is perfect. You can't really complain about this at all. I think it's one of the best efforts yet, aside from Ricochet, to really solve this problem. Because as you guys saw during the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer beta, people had red boxes on, they had wall hacks, they had God mode. People already figured out a way to cheat in Modern Warfare 2, but as I reiterated in a previous video, I think that was only possible because the MW2 beta used the same version and the same anti-cheat that previous Call of Duties have. The new version of Ricochet that is going to hopefully counter all those problems won't be seen until the launch window of Modern Warfare 2, and that's a good thing because if the new version of Ricochet was live during the beta itself, it would have gave cheaters an extended amount of time to maybe break through the new anti-cheat before the game even comes out, and then the game would have released in a pretty terrible state in terms of that cheating problem. So that's my interpretation of what's going on there, but here's the thing, right? A lot of people aren't happy about this, and here's why. Although it may counter the cheating issue, here's what Overwatch 2 players did have to say about it, and I'm sure other COD players in the future will also be saying the same thing. Players who have prepaid phones got locked out of their account. Most of my friends can't play Overwatch 2 because their post-paid phones are reading as prepaid in Battle.net. Is there any workaround? Can they get a refund since they can no longer access Overwatch 1 or any of their skins? So far, Blizzard support has just told them to tell their carrier to change the way they handle phone numbers or buy a new phone, which is obviously not a solution at all. I mean, neither one of those things is possible for certain people out there. And then if you go further in this article, as many Overwatch players learn, not every phone number will work with the Battle.net account, completely locking them out of the game. Blizzard won't accept numbers on a prepaid contract plan or VoIP numbers, and Cricket Wireless users have had particular trouble. So while there is a lot of pushback right now from the Overwatch community, I do see this probably also affecting the Call of Duty community in the same way come October 28th. And I do hope that there is somehow a workaround put in place for this, but this might just be one of those double-edged swords where they could just not introduce a system like this and allow the anti-cheat to keep doing its work, which often gets broken through after a couple of months following a game's release. Or you could introduce this, which will help with the cheating problem and will really just secure the community a lot better, but then will still make it inaccessible for certain people out there. And in Overwatch's case, obviously Overwatch 2 is a very unique type of experience because a lot of your skins, if not all your skins from Overwatch 1, do transfer over into the sequel. Now, Overwatch 1 is being shut down, as you guys are probably already aware. The Overwatch 2 application has taken the place of the first one, and obviously it's free to play. You can just go on to Battle.net and find it right there. I'm aware about the DDoS attacks affecting the servers. Hopefully that gets taken care of because it's unfortunate that the launch itself was affected by a DDoS. It's absolutely unacceptable, but it's not the devs' fault or the publisher. It's obviously to do with the individuals that did the DDoS. But considering the people out there spent money on Overwatch 1 and now can't access Overwatch 2 is absolutely a problem since they no longer have access to the things that they purchased. So I'm gonna hope a workaround is somehow in development and will be announced at some point shortly. That's what I can hope for. But another thing I want to address in regards to Overwatch 2 and Modern Warfare 2 is that if you look at the way that they're transferring over microtransactions from Overwatch 1 to the sequel, what if they do that with MW19 content into Modern Warfare 2? And if you guys are like, wait, didn't they already confirm that no cosmetics are transferring over? Yes, that's correct, but what if that only applies to Cold War and Vanguard? Maybe at one point in time, they did make a decision that said, okay, we're going to make sure Warzone 2 is a complete fresh start and nothing will transfer over from MW19 to Vanguard. And then maybe as of recently, considering Overwatch made a big jump to say, you know what guys, you guys are not losing your access to any of the things you bought in Overwatch 1, so here's all that access right here in Overwatch 2. Maybe because of that, they're going to say, okay, we are going to get rid of Cold War and Vanguard cosmetics from Warzone 2.0, but there are a lot of weapons in MW2 that are shared between MW19 and its sequel, whether it's weapons, operators, so maybe they'll find a way to allow you to use specific operator skins, blueprints, and tracers that are on pieces of content that were also in MW19. I mean, if those same weapons and people are in MW2, then I kind of don't see why not, although I wouldn't really bet money on this. However, because Overwatch got it done, and as a reminder, Activision publishes both Overwatch and Call of Duty, maybe it's in the realm of possibility. Now, the one thing I'll say though, as a big reminder, I've said this on the podcast dozens of times, look, I'm okay with them doing a reset in terms of your cosmetics, because if Warzone 2 released in a broken state because it has to account for a bunch of skins and blueprints and whatnot from 3 other games that came before it, and that doesn't even make much sense, does it? Because, you know, Warzone 1 was very tightly integrated with a lot to do with MW19, Cold War Vanguard. Warzone 2 is connected with MW2. It's separate applications, sure, but you could see how those 2 games will share the same ecosystem, the same engine, the same improvements, all the features. So I think at most, seeing maybe a couple of blueprints that you might have bought or a couple of operator skins usable in Warzone 2, that would be cool, but I'm not going to trip about it. And like I've also mentioned before, I think it's funny how people out there that might be new to the COD series are complaining about this, because if you think about it in reality, look at games like Black Ops 2, Ghost, BO3, you could have spent hundreds if not thousands of dollars on in-game microtransactions that were only really valid or usable for just that one game, and realistically you probably only used all that content for just a year, because you probably moved on to the next COD a year later. So it's weird how people complain about the Warzone 2 reset when in reality, right, Warzone 1 was the first real opportunity where you can use 3 games worth of cosmetics for many years. We never really had that opportunity before. So I think Warzone 2 is a fresh start. You'll be able to use your Modern Warfare 2 cosmetics, even Warzone mobile cosmetics that you unlock, and maybe even the next Black Ops game's cosmetics, or maybe one more game after that. But I think every 3-4 years, we'll get that Warzone reset where there's a cutoff point. You no longer can use the current skins you buy from a certain Call of Duty. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the controversial SMS Protect system from Overwatch transferring over into Modern Warfare 2? And also, what do you think about a possible skin transfer, which may or may not happen at some point in the future? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.